Good morning, I'm Jonathan, Product Specialist for PTO here at Spaldings. Just wanted to say a quick hello, introduce myself to the new role and also introduce the new range of PTO that we've just got on board here from APG in Poland. We can now supply a full range of full PTO shafts all the way down to individual components, UJs, yokes, tubes themselves. We can also cross-reference a lot of the guards to fit current existing shafts from Waltershard, Bondioli, etc. So from that we just need to have a few measurements from existing shafts and we should be able to get you going with any bits you need. So I'm just going to talk you through quickly the easiest ways to identify the different components of a PTO shaft so that if you do need any replacement parts or indeed a full shaft, we'll be able to get you sorted quickly. So the main place to start are the two connections at either end. So if we look on the top, obviously we've got the gearbox connected to the tractor, so we need to work out how they are connected at each end. The easiest way to do that, on the yokes such as this, you'll see on this one there are 6 splines in there. We can also just put a little tape measure across to find out the diameter of that shaft as well. That will either be 1 3/8 inches or 1 3/4 inches or 35 or 45 mil roughly. And in here as well we can have 6 spline, 20 spline or 21 splines. So it's just a little quick measure and a quick count, and that will help us identify what's on either end of the PTO. Moving on from that, the second most important thing would be the UJ size. This helps us identify the strength of the shaft and the series of the shaft, so that when we're replacing the current one, we're making sure that it's at the right Newton meters, so that it is exactly the same strength what you've currently got on, so there'll be no breakages or damage to any machines. So a UJ, we can measure the UJ itself if we've got it on its own. So we need to measure, preferably with a pair of verns, we need to measure the cup diameter, which would be across there, and then we also need to measure the width, which would be across there. From those measurements we can then determine the full size and rating of the full PTO shaft. If it's not possible to measure the UJ on its own as a separate item, we can measure it from the yoke itself as well. So again, inside there, that would give us the cup diameter, and if we measure the total width across the top, obviously the UJ fits inside that, so we need to take about 10 mil off that measurement to get the actual UJ measurement. So that measures 62, 63, so the actual UJ itself in there would measure 52. The other main determining factor of your shaft is obviously the working length. This is massively important because this is literally what connects your machine to your tractor. So if you look at a full PTO shaft, got an example there, always measure with the shaft fully enclosed at its closed length, not extended or pushed together as short as it will go. And we literally, it is a simple measurement from the UJ at that end to the UJ at that end, there to there. That measures approximately 55 centimetres. An approximate measurement for that is absolutely fine. So we'd say 55 centimetres on that one. And from those few little measurements there, that will enable us to work out the specific type of shaft that you need, the strength of the shaft. The only other things to go on that are any extras. Some PTO shafts have clutches, overrun clutches. We've got a shear bolt clutch there, but realistically, just take us a picture of those, send them across to either myself or your field rep, and we'll help you identify those. It's a little bit more complicated to identify those on farm, so it's so much easier just to take a picture of it, any writing on it, send it across to either your rep or myself, and we'll help you identify from there.